All right.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Rose. So, welcome to this installment of GreenFaith Flash Training in Organizing Skills. I'm Nana Firman. I'm the Senior Ambassador at GreenFaith. And today I'll be interviewing Rose Gwynn about how to create great images for actions calling for climate justice. And I'm looking forward to this, Rose.
I am too. It's so good to see you today, Nana. Hi, everybody. I'm Rose, and my role at GreenFaith is Digital Manager. And today we're going to talk about how to create great images around your faith-rooted actions for climate justice. Images are a crucial and really fun way to help tell our stories and to move people to take action for climate justice.
Oh, thank you for that. And so, can you say more, Rose, about how we can make event visually effective?
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a few really key things that set us apart in the faith climate world. And that is that when we're taking action for climate justice, we're really speaking from the heart, and we're speaking from a place of morality and from ethics and from our deep-rooted spiritual traditions. And so when we take public action, we want to be sure that we're showing up in the world as people of faith and spirit, and that we're bringing that heart visibly to the forefront of our action. And another thing that's really important that you want to keep in mind if you're taking action is that you want it to be really clear why you're doing what you're doing. So you want your message to be very clear. If you have a banner, rather than saying climate justice, you could say people of faith for no more fossil fuel infrastructure, or it's going to be shorter than that probably. But the point is that you want people, when they walk by your action, to immediately understand, okay, these are people of faith, this is what they're asking for, and this is who they're asking. So another really key element of the visual presentation of your action is that you want it to be really clear, not only what you're calling for, but who you're calling on to take action. And that's what we refer to as a target. And so when you're taking photos and when you're presenting and kind of positioning yourselves, you want to be near something that communicates this is the target. These are the people that we're asking to act. And I'll just say another thing that's really important is, as people of faith and people of goodwill, we want to always be showing up in public in a way that is welcoming, in a way that is clear and bold and also kind, because we want people to understand, what we're calling for, and that they're welcome to join in and calling for this, because we were fighting for the future of all humanity and our whole planet that we all share. So you want the speakers, if you have someone talking, if you have people giving a message, you don't want to be crowding in, like in a closed group. You want to be facing outwards and really showing the world that message. And so if there are people taking photos of your action, you want to be sure that, they're facing outwards so that their face can be seen.
Wow, that sounds awesome. And so people remember that, you're messaging and face the public when you're like speaking, and like have your action on the venue where it's like that's the objective where you send a message to. So those are all great tips, Rose. And so, like, once you have a like this wonderful photos of your action, like, is there any tips on how to share them online?
Yes, I would love to share with you about that. And it's really awesome that we have access to all of these different social media platforms. These are tools that can do the work for us in a sense. They're helping us spread the word further than we could do on our own. So these are really important and crucial tools. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, these are ways that we can expand the impact of our action. And so if you're taking pictures at an action, There's a couple of tips that I like to keep in mind. One, you don't necessarily need a special camera. It's great if you have a professional photographer that has a professional camera, but many cell phones, the majority of cell phones have great cameras and can take really high quality photos and videos. And so you want to be sure to, if you're taking pictures, generally speaking, you're going to hold your camera like this, your phone. You want that horizontal shot. And that helps you kind of capture a wider view of what's happening on the ground. And if you're someone who's going to be posting on social media and that's a part of the action that you're taking, do a little bit of work ahead of time. Like if you're part of a coalition, you want to get the hashtags and the usernames of those organizations. You want to have those ahead of time so that when you go to post, you can tag them quickly and you're not spending precious time searching for their account. Also, hashtags are extremely important. You want to make sure that they're spelled right. You want to make sure that you've got the hashtag right, because hashtags are all about numbers. And so the more posts you have with your hashtag, the more effective that hashtag becomes. So it's crucial to know what hashtags are you using for your action and kind of have those ready to go ahead of time. Another thing that I like to tell people is, if it's at all possible, if you are the photographer for your action and you are the one who's covering, trying to get those pictures and videos and getting them up on social media, try not to have any other responsibilities on the day of the action. When you're on the ground and you're getting into the swing of things, the actions tend to unfold quickly. Things tend to start to get kind of hectic really fast, and you want to be sure that you're focused and you're in the moment, able to capture the pictures and videos that are going to be most useful for getting your message out into a wider audience. And the other thing I would just say is, this can be one of the more challenging aspects of doing this kind of work, but you want to be sure to upload your photos and videos right away after you are done with the action. There's nothing like the momentum, and when you're in that headspace and you're kind of in that moment of taking action, you want to capture that feeling in your Facebook or Twitter or Instagram posts, because it might feel really obvious to you in the moment, but then when you go home and you take a nap and you wake up the next day, it's easy to forget a lot of these really exciting details that really make an impactful post. And my last tip that I'll give on this topic, because we could talk about social media all day, is it might be helpful if you know a general outline of what your action is going to look like. Take all these tips that we've given you and think ahead about what pictures you think will be really powerful and what points in the action you'll be able to get those pictures. Because if you think ahead of time and you have a plan in mind, you know about 2 or 3 shots that you want to get, the picture of, maybe it's people standing with a banner in front of a building where you can see the name of the building and you can see the message and you can see the people of faith. You might know in your head ahead of time, okay, I definitely want to get that picture. And it helps you plan your actions such a way to help you get those really good pictures that you're wanting to get.
Wow, that sounds wonderful. And then I'm so glad that we don't need any spatial camera to take the good photos. And remember, people, prepare yourself ahead of time, because good photos are photos that tell story that you want to tell. So please make a note on that. And my last question, can you say a word or two about the banners and arts in action?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So art is actually an incredibly powerful tool for social change. And it's interesting because when we're looking at a piece of art, we're looking at a banner that we perceive as being artistic. We're opening ourselves up to interpreting that piece of art. And so when we have really bright, beautiful banners that are telling our faith-rooted climate messaging, it really opens people up to being more receptive and more positive toward our message. And so I would say never underestimate the power of a beautiful banner. We actually had a really interesting story when our team was over in Germany this year. We created a very large banner that said justice. And there was a lot of thought that went into the design and the colors of the banner and what they represented as our work as GreenFaith. And we had the opportunity to present this banner and kind of tell the story of the art behind it at this very, very large church service. And a woman came up to us after the service and said that she really was moved by the artistry and the message in that banner, and she wanted to join in with our work at GreenFaith. And so it just goes to show that beauty and color and art are not simply accessories to our movement. They're crucial tools that are very powerful in moving this work forward.
Wow, wow, wow. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Rose. Thank you again. And thanks all for joining together for this installment of GreenFaith's Flash Training in Organizing Skills, because the earth and all people are sacred and at risk. And GreenFaith is building a worldwide multi-faith climate and environmental movement. And together, our members create communities to transform ourselves, our spiritual institution, and society to protect the planet and create a compassionate, loving, and just world. And together, we're doing it. So once again, thank you and salam.
Bye, everybody.